Today I am joined by the most accomplished player in BTDL history, BidoofGangsta. Thank you for
Hello,
coming on.
hello. Oh, sorry. Hi. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Mom.
uh, Now you've been with us since season 2, but have only played in 5 seasons, each of which you have found your way into the finals and even came away with 4 championships. Do you have anything or anyone to attribute to your success here at the Burn Tower?
Yeah, I gotta attribute all my success to Laws. Shout out to Laws. I mean, Laws just makes it to finals so that way I could roll over them. So,
No.
really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. And yeah, shout out to PokeMMD for teaching me a lot about draft, and that's how I think I became a better player. Otherwise, BTDL community, ton of fun. And to say only 5 seasons, I mean, come on.
Well, you've played 5 seasons, but you've definitely been here since the beginning.
5 seasons is a lot of seasons.
Yeah. Um, But I'm sure you're aware of how people view you in this community, often regarded as the GOAT in a league of your own. Does this put any pressure on you each season you play with us? I mean, you've only gotten better each season, holding records for best Pokemon performance and single season performance. Like, how does
Uh,
that put pressure on you?
it will never put more pressure than I put on myself. So, you know, I I'll be okay. It's just my new focus is just trying to have more fun playing Pokemon because I'm such a sweat and I'm such a tryhard that I put way too much time into prepping. So learning to be okay with losing, I would prefer not to lose, but just making sure I have that work-life balance between, well, not work-life balance, but you understand what I
Mm-hmm.
mean.
Yeah.
Um, there is pressure, but it's no fun if I don't enjoy Pokemon. So trying new things. Every season I go into thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna do a theme team. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna do a monocolor team or a monotype draft." And then I'm either too much of a tryhard or I forget that I wanted to do that and then don't pick a theme and then don't do it. So I'm just here to have fun, see what Ho-Oh is about. No, I think Muffin thinks it's a fraudulent division, so we'll see if that's true.
Yeah. Muffin does not like Nat Dex or Hello. He likes Lugia, but
He likes Lugia?
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um. Well, speaking of which, like, you've claimed a title in Paldex. You've claimed the title in low tier. Now you've come over to Nat Dex. Are you completing the trifecta here?
I think I did though, right? Wasn't I in the first Nat Dex season?
I don't think you won. That
I
was
I
Cavern. I'm pretty sure you didn't play.
what did I play then? Oh, did I skip that season?
You did. You played. Oh, season 5. Oh, did you actually win? You did win. Damn. Well, hello. You don't have a hello.
I don't
that
have
was
a
just that
ho
was
because
just Shadowlugia.
it didn't exist yet.
Well, I guess you do have the trifecta. Yeah,
I'm not going the
you can just
process
chill
of
out now, have fun, do the mono color. That sounds fun.
Yeah, but I didn't do it. You know what? Shout out to Cavern. Cavern always comes up with these fun team themes and then still makes like semifinals.
Yeah.
I have no idea how he does it. That is the goat of mono poison. I need to come up with a fun one. I was asking people in another server recently, like, what are some fun themes? I saw someone did a grayscale team. Every
Ooh,
mon on the team is like grayscale. I think that could be really fun.
that could
That
be
would that
cool.
would be a fun
It's
team,
pretty
or like a
edgy.
mono color. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's get right into this interview for Hello. Well, let's start with the week 1 retrospective. You just came off of like a nail biter victory against Flower on Bread. The game was exciting to watch live. I was there, and I know that Nita King gave you a lot of problems on the Switch, and even Mega Mawile kept your Hitmonlee from snowballing into an early victory. Looking
Oh my
back,
God.
what did you take away from that battle? Did it teach you anything about your team that you've drafted?
It taught me a lot of respect for Mega Mawile. That I was a Terra Poison. I had +1 defense. Granted, Hitmonlee's physical defense is that of like drywall,
Mm-hmm.
but oh my God, oh my God, Play Rough did 70. What?
Yeah.
I got a lot of respect for Mega Mawile. I have to be really happy because Flower did not bring Chen Pao, so that
Yeah,
was kind
that
of
was
crazy to
crazy.
see. It was crazy to see, but also I totally understood because the rest of their team did pretty well, and I did have basically the best Chen Pao answer in the division. So
Hmm.
it was a really fun game. I mean, it played out exactly how I thought this team was gonna be, which is get a free turn, and then punish that really, really, really hard. I've got Hitmonlee, I've got Iron Thorns, I've got Wellspring even and Iron Crown. Those are all mons that if you give a free turn, I mean Dragonite Chi-Yu, that's terrifying. Like I just aim to draft a team that terrifies the opponent in the builder and they don't know what's going to come and they don't know what to prep for. And so that way, hopefully whatever I bring just steamrolls them.
Mm-hmm.
I did not steamroll, but it was definitely a really tough battle. Came down to a crit at the end and yeah, 2-0, I'll take it. 1-0 is more important than the differential, so hoping to continue that momentum into week 2.
For sure. And I know you spoke on it a bit with your answer there, but let's take a look at your team that you drafted here. You did pick up Tapu Koko at the 6th overall, which is a great Nat Dex Pokemon to have, and you
Yeah,
built
I'll take.
the squad that really thrives on off of that electric terrain. And your team was rated quite highly in the power rankings. Can you walk us through your draft process? Like, let's say you're starting off a brand new draft. What goals do you have in mind? Anything you look out for in like the draft board, stuff like that?
Yeah, I definitely want to make sure. I mean, hazard control is so important. I took Donphan round 3, which I didn't even bring it week 1, but I think having that strong hazard remover is so important, especially rapid spin. Um, Make sure to get a good grounded poison. Make sure to get a good dark type. Overquill checks both those boxes. And then just speed tiers and making sure I draft mons that strike fear into the heart of my opponent. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
dunk on Milk for a second. He drafted Lickitung. Lickitung does not strike fear into the heart of anyone.
Nope.
So trying to make sure. I used to be a front load my draft, like get 8 really good mons and then get like a 2-point mon. Recently,
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying the strategy of just get a lot of midpoint mons that are really good, so that way your opponent has no idea what's coming, and then just snowball from there. Mega Sceptile was 6 points. I think that's going to prove to be. I don't know how many times I'll actually bring it, but I think that's a crazy steal. And then obviously, shout out to Muck, 1 point Muck, the goat.
Is it 1 point in that Dex?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
1 point in that.
damn.
You know what? I'll take it. Pupper's team week 2. I know we're probably gonna get there. We looking awfully weak to Muck. I'd hate to see him get reverse 6
Muck
0'd by
coming
Muck.
in. Well, let's get into that matchup then. Up against Pupper. Um, we got a good sense of like what your team is capable of in that first matchup, and that's only half your team. So let's take a look at this upcoming matchup. Pupper. Many have compared this matchup to the Cavs versus the Warriors, Gojo versus Sukuna, the Clash of the Goats. Pupper is a well-established player in the league, notably for his success in the Tower of Champions tournaments, which you don't really partake in, but and even crowned a champion during a season that you skipped out on. Are there any nerves going into this match? Have you faced Pupper before in this league? I can't even remember.
So we've never played in draft, but we did actually play in the Tower of Champions finals. He brought a wild team. He brought a team with no hazards to OU, which was I was a call, but it clearly paid
Yep.
off. Um, his team's fun. I really got to respect that this is a wacky team. He only drafted from 4 point tiers. I thought that was really cool. He pointed
I
that
know.
out after the draft.
It looked very visually pleasing on the dock.
Yeah, the doc, it looks great. If anyone watching this has access to the Ho-Oh doc, like go check that out. It's really fun. Um, I mean, he's a good player, and
Yeah.
I love a lot of the Mons on his team. I love Melmetal. I love Glamora. I've used those two before. They always put in great work. I don't even think he brought Melmetal week 1. The good news is, Dracovish wreaked havoc week 1. I have probably the best water immune Mon. Also, I'm just
Yeah.
counter teaming all my opponents. Let's be real. Um, you know, why not just see what the schedule is and then do my transactions later? But um, I'm hopefully not going to make any transactions with this team. But he's pretty weak to like a banded GU, looks pretty good, or maybe like a Scarf Dragonite. So keep your eyes peeled for those. Keep your eyes peeled for Muck, and I think I can get it done. But it's definitely going to be going either way. These are two solid teams. I have the fastest overall Pokemon, so that could be big.
Yep.
And his ground type is Flygon, and that's a Terra Captain. So we'll see how it turns out, but should be definitely blow for blow. I think this is going to be a really fast game because we have two really offensive teams.
Mm-hmm.
So unless he brings Porygon 2, Flygon, Arcanine, Buzzwole, Melmetal, Stall, I think we'll be okay, and it'll be a fun, fast-paced game.
For sure. I'm sure everyone's very excited for it. Um, let's say this interview comes out after the battle.
Yeah.
Can you give us insight on like one Pokemon, one strategy that you're looking to bring?
Oh, is this gonna get posted after?
I think so. We might hide the replay and then just do the recording and post that as the replay.
I haven't thought about it too much, but I kind of think he gets destroyed by Iron Crown. I think that Mon was a complete steal. I mean, especially because I have Coco.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Crown in both OU and Nat Dex. I mean, that Mon is just really good. It's kind of weird because it's Steel type that doesn't really get rocks, and the Psychic type is really annoying in combination. But
Yeah.
dude, that thing is strong. I played it in PGP. I played against it,
Mm-hmm.
and it almost just cleaned my clock. Barely got away alive. So being able to use it in electric terrain is going to be really good. Like, he doesn't really have a ton that answers that. It's like Porygon 2, but I think a lot of my team is going to pressure Porygon 2. So if I can just keep that low, I think I could kind of steamroll with maybe a speed boosting even Iron
Yeah.
Crown.
Who do you play with the PGPL?
I played with the Forge.
Oh, the
Shout
Forge.
out to the Forge. Love the Forge Premier low tier league. How I harnessed my low tier skills.
Yeah,
Uh, Love it. Second favorite league after, of course, BTDL.
of course.
Um, yeah, the God, that was a terrible PGP season. We got absolutely destroyed, but I individually did really, really well. I think I went 5-1, and I had like the one of the top kill leaders of the regular season.
Oh,
So
nice.
I did well, but I don't want to talk much more about that season.
All right, we'll move on to let's finish this interview up with taking a look at your future in the season. You you're going through like the gauntlet of like established Hello players. You got like Tomato Roth, Mithrin, Ninja the Mob, and even defending champion Beyond Week 7. Do you feel prepared to face this gauntlet of players? Or are there any matches you're excited about, or maybe someone you wish you could have fought?
I mean, I think it's pretty cool to actually run into Pupper because I just assumed that we were gonna dodge each other forever.
Yeah.
Um, Not really. I mean, I've played so much low tier recently. Like my past few leagues, just low tier, even super low tier. And I look at these high tier Nat Dex rosters, and I'm like, how is this even legal? Like,
Yeah.
what?
It's
What do
like
you
a
mean?
different
Like,
world.
I'm looking at Jake's team, and it's like, what do you mean it's Iron Valiant, Spectre, Mega Sizzler? Like, you have enough points for that? And it's like, yeah, you have enough points for that and a Terror Hyperior and Hydreigon. Like, it's everything looks crazy. Um, I'm confident enough in my abilities to say I will make playoffs. If I will be undefeated, who knows? That's probably just if I get lucky.
Hmm.
Um, but I think I've got a good shot in this division. We'll see. It's going to be very matchup dependent. Uh,
Yeah.
because we got rain teams. I'm running an electric terrain team, so how people can adapt to those is important. I think I've drafted a flexible team, as I touched on before. I'm gunning for the championship. I've made finals every season. Um, I've I've done very well.
Hmm.
If I don't make it, that's fine. Um, I Yeah, I'm excited to play everyone in the division. These are all pretty much new faces for me to play against, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, just see what Ho-Oh is about, see if it's up to snuff, and I'm just happy to have competition.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that is all for today's interview with Bidoof. We'll see how the GOAT fares this week in its clash with Pupper. Do you have any final thoughts or words you'd like to share?
Um, Wish I'd prepared something clever, but no, I don't. Yeah, excited for a good season.
Awesome, great. Well, again,
Like
thanks
and,
for
like
coming
and
out. Oh,
subscribe. Like and subscribe to
like
the
it.
BTDL YouTube channel.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks for coming out again, and I wish you luck on your road to finishing. Oh, I guess you already finished your trifecta, but your luck in the season. Hello. All right.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Joining me today is Ho player Pupper. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Pupper has been with us for 3.5 seasons and already has a championship under his belt from season 7. He's only competed in low tier and Celebi, but he's widely known for his being dominant in the Tower of Champions and is ranked 15th overall in the BTDL Hall of Fame. How have you been enjoying the Burn Tower so far?
Yeah, BTDL has been a lot of fun. I originally joined Celebi because other leagues haven't offered the low tier system, at least the ones that I know of. After winning in then the second season and go so well, I decided to try and win some of the other tiers here. That's why we're over
Yep.
here in Ho. But the tour itself has been fun. I especially like the ones where you have limited building options.
Yeah.
Like an example would be the beach brawl, but I don't remember all the different ones.
Nah, I
I like
enjoy running
testing the
them.
team building. Yeah.
Yeah. It's more fun when like I force you guys to make weird ass teams instead of just doing like regular ladder teams, and it's just yeah. But yeah, you're taking on Nat Dex this time in Hello. Um, and with the 12th pick overall, you started your team with Meowscarada, and second round did Melmetal. Beyond that, you end up with a really aesthetically pleasing draft. Like, I checked it out yesterday, and was that intentional?
And no, it was not intentional.
That's crazy.
I was very happy about it though.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great looking at it. But could you I want to get into like the your philosophy of drafting. Could you impart some of that wisdom onto us? Like, what do you go into a draft and be like, I'm gonna draft this team, I'm gonna look out for this Pokemon, yada yada.
Yeah, okay. Um, so some of it is intuition. Like when I look at a mon, it's just like, have I done well with it before? Has it been a problem for me when other people have used it? I don't really focus on known cores.
Mhm.
And then I'm just looking for certain roles to be filled for the most part.
Okay.
Typing is also there, but roles are more important for me. So like speed tier, spin hazards. If I want certain mons, whether or not you want, like what would it be? If you're gonna be running a heavy hazard yourself, like a Gliscor or whatever, then you're gonna want spin over defogs, getting rid of your own hazards, which means you
Yep.
probably need to invest into a really high point spin mon. Um,
And
for this,
you have Glamora and Flygon as your removers, right?
yeah, Glamora is not the most reliable spinner, and that's why like my team doesn't have that much hazards to it. I mean, like the toxic spikes are nice, but I can get them back up really easily with the ability.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not that much of a worry if I have to defog them away.
Yeah. And what do you look for in, I guess we've already done that, but like with this team that you built right now, what's like your, like, how do you intend on wielding this team in the season? Because you
Right,
drafted a
okay.
pretty offensive team.
Yeah, definitely offensive. The speed tiers aren't that high, which is why like there's also the trick room mode that I hadn't week one.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I built this team really wanting to use Dracovish. That's like one of my favorite mons.
Hmm.
But it's hard to make him work since you really want a bulky water in a lot of these teams. So I'm
Yeah.
getting like fire weaknesses and stuff, which then brought up, me having a rock type and a flash fire Arcanine and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the team, it, it's it's weird for sure. There's not that much pivoting. I ended up going for triple teleport
Triple
because
teleport.
I didn't think that there was that many ways of getting in my hitters like Dracovish and Melmetal. But if I
Yeah.
can stop a band on those guys and get them in safely with teleport, I thought that could go hard.
It Definitely could, yeah. I I know Muffin. Oh, not Muffin. I think Milk did your power rankings. He rated it pretty highly, but you'd really only have like two special wall breakers on your team, which I guess is all you need. But like everyone's very physical. You know what I'm saying? There's not much bulk.
Yeah. Special attacking, I'm not sure how much that's going to come into play. Mainly just because, like, I don't know what we're thinking of for the best, like, Fizz Def walls, but Dondozo has a chance to get 2-8 KO'd by Dracovish. That's all I'm going
Yeah.
to say there.
It is Dracovish. But yeah, Dracovish is typically like ran in like a rain team, right? And this is very not rain.
Yeah, I was definitely
So
hearing about that in the general chat. I mean, I don't think people pick Dracovish in general. I see it
mhm.
undrafted a lot. But I found a lot of success with them on, and I have not been using it on Rain just because I feel like that requires too much. Like I don't think you really need to build completely around Dracovish. It kind of can just be there as a mon where if you get the right double,
Yeah,
you'll kill him on.
and it definitely put
And
in
I
the
like
work
making those
week
reads.
one. It put in the work week one. Like I think it took out two, or it did one and then did like 80%
Yeah,
to
it ended up
Pekka
taking out
Runt.
too. It killed the Petrarent too.
Oh, it did, yes. Okay. Which is pretty impressive. Like it's got 160 defense already by itself. But let's take a look at your week one. So you did put on the clinic against Scissoring Gwen, securing a 6-0 victory, which put you into tied for first place. You had it seemed like you had answers to like every single Pokemon that they brought out. Like Dracovish was the only Pokemon that even dipped below 50% health, maybe even higher than that, right? How did that win
Yeah, that sounds
feel?
right.
Like what did it tell you about this team's potential, overall potential?
Yeah, the interesting thing about that game is that I didn't bring either of my top mons.
Mhm.
Meowscarada and Melmetal did not come to that match.
No, they did not.
And like when I was building, I felt that was the right play because I picked mons that I knew would defensively, wall all of his options. But it
Mhm.
always feels a bit awkward not bringing your best mons.
Yeah.
Uh, I was happy to not see the Kyurem. Like I was surprised that didn't come. Kind
For
of same
sure.
with Quillfish. I thought Quillfish could be a bit threatening for the Dracovish, but it doesn't actually wall it that heavily. I think
Yeah.
it's just more like my team has a little bit too many options for them to cover. For example, the Flygon set I had in that game full walled the Drill and the Kyurem, and that's something that like I think is really hard to predict in the prep stage.
Mhm. For
My
sure.
Flygon was Buildy Shield to block off the Terravol and Moldbreaker stuff,
Oh, nice.
and
I
then
have been
obviously showing Trick Room.
I have been seeing a lot of teams that opt for like not going for the top threats like the 19, 17, 18 point Pokemon and having more like balanced team, and it becomes like much more harder to actually prep for that type of team because everyone's a threat, right?
Yeah,
I know
I think
Bops
that's a
last season
little.
did that.
I'd actually, yeah, I haven't seen Bob's team from before. I find the like spreading out your points and having a bigger team to be more of an advantage in
Mm-hmm.
Paldex, at least for me, with how
Yeah.
I like to run Paldex teams. And Nat Dex, I think you can still get away with like full HO and just top heavy.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at your matchup now against Bidoof. This is a pretty big one because he's considered the GOAT of the BTDL, and you're considered the GOAT of the Tower of Champions. You've beaten him once before in the tours, but I believe this is your first time facing him in draft, if not in a long while, right? Are there any
Yeah,
nerves
I'm
when
not
facing
actually
a?
sure. I don't think I
Yeah,
played him in Celebi though. You're probably right about that. At least
I
last season. So
I looked last season, didn't see it. I didn't see it season 7. Well, I don't think he played season 7 anyways, but um are there any nerves when like facing an opponent like Bidoof? Possibly some excitement because maybe it would be like a good challenge.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's any nerves. If anything, I'm happier facing someone that I do know.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like I don't think there's much of a skill gap between me and like the higher tier opponents, but at least if I know they're better, I know to play to that.
Yeah, for sure.
When you face someone you don't know, I have no idea what I'm going into.
Do you know everyone in this? Like, is there anyone that you don't know in your division right now?
Yeah, there's definitely people that I haven't seen. Should I list off everyone?
If it's gonna be a lot, don't bother.
Okay.
But yeah, let's take a look at the matchup. He drafted a pretty strong offensive team, such as yours, right? But it derives more on like that electric terrain set by Tapu Koko, and you got a glimpse of it in week one, where like Hitmonlee went on a tear, as well as Iron Crown able to close out the game. Um, what's your thought process going into this matchup? Are you trying to shut down that electric terrain? What are your possible win cons you want to set up? And
Yeah, I don't
this
think
this interview will come out after the game, so you can go full.
okay. Yeah, so I haven't full prepped into this. The electric terrain, I'm just looking at it. I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem. In the first place, my speed tiers again aren't that high, so if I do want to go into Trick Room, then it's not going to matter that they have the speed boost.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like Thorns, I mean, sure, with the right Terra, it can be threatening, but it's going to be hard for it to find a way through both Melmetal and Buzzle. Not to
Yep,
mention still having to deal with like maybe being a Porygon or Intimidate Arcanine, you know.
for sure.
For the Arcanine, I like the Chi-Yu. I think can be full walled right there. It looks like a Terra Fairy with Flash Fire would do the job. Anything that
Yeah.
resists Dark. Hitmonlee, I mean, like again with Thorns and Hitmonlee, the Terras make it more awkward to deal with. Which is
Yeah.
where, like, usually when I go into these building phases, I don't try to predict my opponent's plan and then counter that. I try to make a plan that is gonna work no matter what. Like
Mm-hmm.
focus on my own ability to break their team.
Okay, makes sense.
Just looking at this, I wish they didn't have a water absorb, Wallspring.
Yeah,
That's a big shame. But it looks like a pretty good Melmetal matchup. I
yeah.
think Melmetal can do a lot of damage here.
I'm
I'm not
excited to
sure what their
see
main
if it comes.
answer would be.
This would be Mel's first game this season, so it should be fun to see it come off the bench.
Yeah.
Well, that's the matchup with Bidoof. Let's take a look at your future matchups. Like next week, you're up against Wolfman Slayer, which promoted from Shadow Lugia last season. Did surprisingly well. Like I think he was first overall in the entire league for like the first 6 weeks, and then I think he lost the last week. So pretty strong player there already. And then I know week 7 you faced against Lemon, who also 6-0'd week 1 and is a previous champion already in BTDL. So some exciting matchups throughout the season.
Which
Sorry,
which league did Lemon win?
he won Suicune.
Okay, so we can.
Yeah, the Paldex. Are you feeling confident in your schedule? Like how do you feel overall about it?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking about the people. Like, again, I don't know that many people here in this
Mhm.
in Ho at least. Definitely, a lot of these guys weren't playing in either the tower or in Celebi before.
Yeah.
But I don't doubt myself to be able to win these games.
No, you have the
I think it'll be
confidence.
okay regardless. Yeah.
Yeah. And then are there any players that you wish you possibly could have fought?
That are like in Ho but not in my schedule.
Yeah.
I think I just see everyone. Do I play Milk? Because I would have liked to play Milk.
You don't play Milk.
Okay, there you go.
Milk's got an interesting team. But yeah, that's obvious. Beyond the obvious goal of winning a title, do you have any personal goals for yourself this season?
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be a separate goal. It's still just winning, but it was that I built a team with a lot of favorites here. Like Melmetal
Mm-hmm.
and Dracovish were not really meant to be on this team.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think they fit like that well, or like they go, undrafted in some leagues. Like they're just not that good ones. But I'll make them work.
Okay.
I want to show that they can win.
I believe it. I'm trying to get Chienpao to kill leader again, because everyone's been doubting it. Well, Muffin's been doubting it, but yeah, that's my goal. That's basically all the questions I've got for today, Pupper. Thank you again for coming out to this interview. We'll be keeping a close eye on this anticipated Week 2 matchup, the GOATs facing off against each other. Should be an incredible battle, but do you have any last words you would like to share with the people?
Just something that I guess wasn't touched like too much with the team building. I
Mm-hmm.
want to show off the ability of the Terramons with an immunity. I think the Levitate and the Flash Fire with the Terra are really strong.
Yeah. You did
Those are my
showcase
favorites to go
the
for with Terras.
Terra Steel this past week with the flag on.
Yeah, with the Levitate.
Yeah. Should be fun. I know I love Flygon as Pokemon, and I think it's great as a Terra captain. I wish I could use it, but it always gets sniped for me. But yeah, well, thanks again, Pupper, and good luck this week and for the rest of your season.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.